Hi guys, happy witchy Wednesday. My nose ring is really screwed up. There we go, sorry. Alright, not picking my nose, just messing with the nose ring. Okay, so, today, I was gonna say tomorrow, today, we're gonna continue with the Kabalistic Talismans. Yes, they're great. So, I have a question for everybody. Have you ever used the firewall of protection ritual or the oil, and does it work? And if you do it consecutively for a year almost, almost a year, every night, do you notice that somebody, if you're doing it on an individual, that they get a little more feisty, and if you don't do it, they're more calm? And so, anybody have any kind of results with the fiery wall of protection like that? Because I think I'm gonna have to just leave it, until, said person just blows up and all that good stuff. So, anyways, part 2, lesson 8, Modern Magic, 2nd edition, 11 lessons in the High Magical Arts by Donald Michael Craig. And we will continue with today's. So, part 2, the charging of the Kabalistic Talismans. So this is interesting. Alright, so we have the charging of a Kabalistic Talisman requires more preparation and, to my mind, involvement than does the charging of a low magical talisman. And I think I'm going to do a low magical talisman because they are very powerful. Very powerful. So, in common with the low magic talisman, it may be constructed at any time. So we have the new moon today. So another similarity is that the talismans should be charged during the waxing of the moon, and amulets should be charged during the waning of the moon. But the time for charging of a Kabalistic talisman is far more precisely defined. Right, so we have to go into numbers, we have to go into the hours, all of that. So the phases of the moon each last about 2 weeks. Alright, so the Kabbalah moves down to a daily structure. Each day is associated with a planet. Monday is short for Moon Day, as you guys always see in my daily readings. Moon Day, Sun Day. Yeah. In French, the name of Tuesday is Mardi, the day of Mars. Ooh, so Tuesday was the name of a European god who was equated with god Mars. So similarly, the Northern Europeans, Woden's Day became Wednesday. So it's Woden's Day, or what I call Witchy Wednesday. Okay, so in French it is Mercredi, the day of Mercury. Thor's day became Thursday. Thor relates to the god Jupiter, and in French, Jeudi means Jupiter's day. And the name for Thursday, Freya's day, became Friday. So in French this is, Vendredi, I can't speak French well, or the day of Venus. Saturn's day and Sun day are very obvious. So, I like this. We have a lot of crazy, you have tables of correspondences within this book that is just insane. Alright, so first we have, we see that each day is associated with a planet. So, Monday, Moon, Tuesday, Mars, Wednesday, Mercury. That's my planet, my ruling planet. So, Thursday, Jupiter, Friday, Venus, Saturday, Saturn, Sunday, Sun. Perfect. Alright, so if we are going to make a talisman associated with the Sephira, Hesed, and the planet Jupiter, it would make sense to charge that talisman on the day associated with that planet, Thursday. Don't say. But there's more for charging the Kabalistic Talisman. Gets even more precise when moving to a day of the week. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we have the base 10, alright, yes. And there's base 12 number system, base 10 number system, wow. Okay, when we tend to think of a numerical system as being what is called base 10, a decimal system. So this, however, has not always been the case. At one time, base 12 was very important and may have been the dominant mathematical system. So there are still many remnants of base 12. I see base 12 all the time. I agree with the base 12 number system. So there are special names for the first 12 numbers after the numbers are combined, such as 3 and 10, 13. So 4 and 10, 14, 25, 36, etc. So there is no 1 teen or 2 teen. Furthermore, there are 12 inches in a foot, not 10 inches. There are 12 months in a year, even though there are 13 lunar cycles. There are 12 constellations in the zodiac belt, although more or less could have been chosen. As an example, the constellation Cetus, the whale, is within the zodiacal. This is a funny word, zodiacal? Zodiacal, yeah, the zodiacal belt, but it is ignored by most astrologers. So the day is split into 24 hours. Also, let's see who Hercules performed 12 labors. Jesus' apostles or whatever marked 12. So dividing this in half, we find that there are 2 periods of 12 hours each. Day and night have 12 hours each. So it's logical to assume that there are 12 daylight hours and 12 darkness hours. While this is nice to assume on a theoretical basis, the unfortunate fact that this is precise. 12 and 12 day only occurs twice during the year on the equinoxes, so we don't have 12 hours of light or 12 hours of darkness. Now, like Alaska, that's all fucked up, so I don't even want to go there. So we're not. The ancient Kabbalists did divide the day into 24 hours and associated each hour with a planet. So there have been several variations on the following list, but I have found the one shown here, taken from the Greater Key of Solomon, to be the most accurate. So the Greater Key of Solomon, I know a lot of you have the book. I know a lot of you do. So this table of magical or planetary hours shows that each hour is associated with a planet. If you go back and look at the page of Kabbalistic correspondences in lesson 3, there you will see that there are no planets associated with either Kether or Keter or Hakma. So if you make a talisman associated with either of these 2 Sephiroth, they can be charged at any hour. So those talismans associated with the other Sephiroth must be charged during the appropriate magical or planetary hour. So it is important that you understand the comments under the table of planetary or magical hours. So these magical hours are astronomical in nature and are not based upon the ticks or non-audible hum of a common clock. So planetary hours are not the same as our regular 60-minute hours. Alright, so here we have the steps to find out how long a planetary hour is. So 1, divide the number of minutes between sunrise and sunset by 12. This gives you the length of a daylight hour. So 2, subtract the number of minutes in a daylight magical hour from 120, the number of minutes in 2 regular hours, 60 and 60. So this gives you the number of minutes in a darkness magical hour. Yeah, a little confusing because I suck at math. So example, let's say that the sun rises at 5 o'clock a.m. on the dot and sets at 7 p.m. on the dot. This gives us a daylight period of 14 hours, or multiply by 60 minutes per hour, 840 minutes. Yes. Divide this by 12 and we get a magical daylight hour of 70 minutes. This means that the first magical hour will run from 5 a.m. to 6:10 a.m. So the second will run from 6:10 a.m. to 7:20 a.m., etc. I don't know about that. Yeah, subtracting 70, the minutes in a daylight magical hour, from 120, the number of minutes in 2 hours, you will see that a nighttime magical hour on this day lasts 50 minutes. Continuing with the above example, we can see that the first evening magical hour will last from 7 p.m. to 7:50 p.m. The second evening magical hour will run from 7:50 p.m. to 8:40 p.m. So this is wild and weird. Obviously, this entire process could be reversed. You could determine the length of time from sunset to sunrise and divide it by 12 to the first find the length of nighttime, the magical hour. So it will work both ways. So the important thing to remember is that the planetary hours are based on the length of time between sunset and sunrise. So there are not oh, they are not based on 60-minute hours. Alright, so we're getting like into like astrological timing, and I think the low talisman magic is the best for me. That just works the best. So for some reason, many students seem to have difficulty working out the magical hours. Yes, we do. I do. Usually, this lasts until they try to work out a set of magical hours for one day. So, if, therefore, the planetary hours are not clear to you right away, try working out a day or two. The sunrise and sunset times are listed in most daily newspapers in the weather section. Many sporting goods stores have lists of these times. Yeah, I'm not good with math, so I don't really care. I mean, I know it's important, and I know... Yeah, and we have just tons. We have tons of... We have a table of planetary or magical hours. And I mean, there's just tons. So if you guys want to screenshot that, or if you have this book, be my guest. There's the top. Let's see if we can get it into focus a little more. Alright, there's the top you could do. There's the second. Alright, so I don't like that. Well, I don't even know. Yeah, I can't read the book like that. Strange. Why did it turn me colors? Quit it. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I don't like this. I do not like that. Alright. Times for charging Kabalistic Talismans. I have got to get a drink. I just don't like this. I don't like the system of how it works. It's just too complicated for me. Within traditional witchcraft, it's much easier. So, alright, times for charging Kabalistic Talismans. So, alright, best on the day and in the hour associated with the appropriate planet. That's the best. Now, the excellent one, on any day in the hour of the appropriate planet. Not acceptable. Other times, exceptions, Keter and Hakma, which are not associated with planets. Alright, so phases of the moon must be observed. So you have to take all this into consideration if you're going to make a talisman, a Kabbalistic one. So in the last lesson, we designed a talisman for friendship, which was associated with the planet Sol, the sun. So, first, let me say that I do not know that the sun is not what we would today consider a planet. However, the word planet means wanderer. Wow, my stomach. Those bodies in the skies which move faster than the slow turn of the stars were considered to be wanderers or planets. I like that. Thus, since the sun and the moon appear to move faster than the backdrop of stars from our Earth-centered point of view, they are considered planets. The best time to charge the talisman would be on the day associated with the planet, Sunday, in the magical hour of the sun. So, but let us assume that today is Monday. No. And we do not wish to, well, I guess we could go back to Monday. And we do not wish to wait for Sunday to come around to charge the talisman. Let us further assume that we wish to charge the talisman in the evening. So we can see from the previous chart that on Monday the sun is related to the 7th magical hour after sunset. Alright, so I guess if we have planetary charts, we don't have to figure the math out, which is really good in my case. Alright, so we can see from the previous chart that Monday the sun is related to the 7th magical hour after sunset. So if we also go by the example given earlier of 50-minute magical evening hours and sunset at 7 p.m., which, no, does not happen. It's light until like 10 o'clock. Alright, where'd I go? We can develop the following chart. So, after sunset, planet and time. So the first hour, Venus, 7 o'clock to 7:50 p.m. Second hour, Mercury, 7:50 to 8:40 p.m. These are my times. I like this. Third hour, Moon, 8:40 to 9:30 p.m. Fourth hour, Saturn, 9:30 to 10:20 p.m. Alright, I like this. 5th hour, Jupiter, 10:20 to 11:10 p.m. 6th hour, Mars, 11:10 to midnight. 7th hour is the Sun, midnight to 12:50 a.m., etc. I like that. So as long as I have that chart handy, I can do that, but I don't want to, so I'm not going to. You guys can. And let me know how it goes. So, on this particular Monday, the evening planetary hour of the Sun does not come until the midnight hour, so it may happen that this would not be a good time for us to do the ritual. Perhaps we may have to arise early in the morning and do not wish to stay up quite that late. I can't make it to midnight. I can't. There's no way. Even the coffee. No. Couldn't do it. Alright, so where'd I go? Oh, okay. On Tuesday evening, however, the planetary hour of the Sun comes only 4 magical hours after sunset. Since the times would be very close with only a day difference, this would mean that on this last particular Tuesday, the evening magical hour of the Sun would last from about 9:30 to about 10:20 p.m., within a few minutes difference at most. So in this theoretical example, the Tuesday evening hour works out fine. So we decide to charge the talisman on Tuesday evening. What about Wednesday? What could we do with Wednesday and the new moon? This is what really boggles my mind. So remember, a talisman itself is nothing but inert material. It must be activated by the forces of higher planes and guided by our will. Even if you go to an occult store and buy an expensive and frequently poorly or incorrectly made talisman, it is still inert until it is charged. The effect of the following ritual is to endow an inert and impotent thing with balanced motion in a given direction. Alright, so here is the simple talisman charging and consecrating ritual. I still like the lower magic one. I am so glad my hair did not turn orange. I would have died. Yeah, our water softener went out. I'm not comfortable. There we go. So, alright, part 1. 1. Set up your altar as per your regular ritual practice. 2. Put on your altar the talisman ready to be charged. A. It should already have been designed and constructed. B. According to the moon's phase, it should be deemed a talisman or amulet. C. A bag to hold it, such as already described, should lie next to a talisman on the altar. D. A divination must have been done to determine the outcome of the magical operation. E. A word or short phrase should be determined to represent the talisman. 3. You should take a ritual cleansing bath as previously described in this course. So, we got that going on. I feel blurry. Why do I feel blurry? Oh, I'm blurry again. There we go. Whatever. Anyways, alright. Part 2. So, at the appropriate hour, in the case of our example, the hour of the Sun, begin the ritual with the following. So, we get a lot more intense here. 1. The relaxation ritual. 2. The lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. 3. The banishing ritual of the hexagram. 4. The middle pillar ritual. Do not do the circulation of the body of light. Alright, so then we move on to part 3. So 1. Change. Change the energy flowing through you as a result of the middle pillar ritual by the use of your imagination and will to the color of the appropriate sephira. So, in the case of our example, you would use pure gold or yellow. 2. Pick up the talisman and hold it between your hands. Direct the energy controlled in the middle pillar down your arms, into your hands, and thus into the talisman. Feel it flow. Don't flex your muscles, but feel it coming through your hands or your arms, your head, your body, all the way out through your hands into the talisman. Don't flex the muscles. I don't know why, but I've heard that. It's like forcing it to happen. Like you're putting, something into the talisman. That's not good. Alright, now 3. Say, come, O, vibrate the name of the angelic order, servants to God, surround, consecrate, and charge this talisman revibrate the name of the angelic order. B. O. Vibrate the name of Archangel. Help thy humble servant and consecrate and charge this talisman. Now you're going to revibrate the name of the Archangel. C. I invoke the power of vibrate the God name. Charge and consecrate this talisman for thy name's sake. Revibrate the God name. Alright, so now in our example, the name of our angelic order is Malachim. Oh, I like that name. And the Archangel is Raphael. The God name is Yud-He-Vav-He. Eloah-Va-At. Va-Da-At. So these can be found on the first list of the Kabbalistic correspondences. Okay, I hope you are beginning to see just how important the page of information is. 4. Wow. Using the predetermined word or short phrase, say out loud the purpose of the talisman. 5. Hold the talisman flat in your left hand. Pick up the rainbow wand by the band of color associated with the planet which you are working. So, to do this, you must know which planet is said to rule which sign. Do you guys know which planet rules you? I'm Mercury. So, we'll see. Right now, we have the sign and the planet. Now we have Aries is Mars. Oh, yes. Okay. Taurus, Venus. Loving, security, and luxury. Gemini, Mercury. Cancer, Moon. Leo, Sun. Virgo, Mercury. More practical than Gemini. That's funny. Libra, Venus. Scorpio, Mars. Energy and instability. Sagittarius, Jupiter. Capricorn, Saturn. Outgoing, seeking, change. Aquarius, Saturn. Erratic, revolutionary energy. Pisces, Jupiter, easily changeable, kind, and receptive. Alright. Okay, as you can see, some of these planets have dual rulership over signs. So in the above chart, you are given the information necessary to decide which band of the rainbow wand to hold. So in our example, you would hold the yellow band, the band associated with the sign of Leo, which is ruled by the sun. Now holding the rainbow wand by the appropriate band, make an invoking earth pentagram over the talisman. So, invoking, you start at the top, down, 2, dot, dot, back up. So it all goes back up. So you're invoking there. Alright. Where'd I go? Okay, so this pentagram should not be made horizontally, but vertically, like the pentagrams in the Lesser Banishing Ritual pentagram, but smaller. So, alright, you will find that your wand is horizontal, parallel to the earth, like this. The black end of the rainbow wand should be slightly lower than the white end, so it should never be higher than the white end. So, alright, if you guys don't know what the earth invoking pentagram is, that's it, and you can screenshot it. Maybe. So yeah, it just says star here at the top. So, that should work. Alright, now, if you guys do screenshot anything, just crop my face out, please. Thank you. Alright, if you have not yet constructed your rainbow wand, or if it is an emergency and you do not have your rainbow wand handy, you can use the blade which you performed with the Lesser Banishing Ritual, the pentagram, or your right index finger. I like that better. Wow. Alright, here we go, more. 6. Now inhale and thrust the black end of the rainbow wand, dagger, or finger at the center of the pentagram you have formed. While you exhale, vibrate the God name. In this case, of our example, is Yud-He-Vav-He, Eloah-Va-At. 7. Repeat steps 5 and 6 to total the number of the Sephirah with which the talisman is associated. So for example, we would perform steps 5 and 6 for a total of 6 times, 6 being the number of Tiferet. Wow. 8. Say firmly and meaningfully, so moted be. 9. Place the talisman in the container you have prepared for it. Now, part 4. Wow, this is really lengthy. You guys can have fun with this, I'm not. 1. Perform the banishing ritual at the hexagram. 2. Perform the lesser banishing ritual at the pentagram. The ritual is complete. Alright, I like the very low magic one. It's just so much easier. It is so much easier than this. I'm trying to find it, but I don't know where it is. Did I find it? I think I found it. No, I didn't. Not yet. Oh, I did. Wait. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Okay, yes. Alright. Never mind. Just wanted to make sure I still had it. Okay. Alright, here's some notes on this. So, note 1. Before doing any gray magic, such as talismanic work, magic, always do a divination. So, such as with tarot cards, to learn if it's a good idea to do this magic. 2. You can charge several talismans for the same purpose at the same time, but you should not try to charge several talismans for different purposes at the same time. You have a magical mess going on. So, not good. 3. Keep the talisman on your very person, or very close to you at all times. With a string, you can make the bag which contains the talisman into a pendant on a necklace. If you're giving the talisman to another person, A. Ask their permission to do the magic for them first. B. Have that person keep the talisman near or on his or her body. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot of work, especially with all this. So 4. Destroy the talisman, burn and throw the ashes to the wind, or place them in running water, or bury them. Burying them is the best. So once it has achieved its intended purpose, if you set a limit on the talisman, destroy it at the end of the time limit, even if it has not yet achieved its goal, because it could possibly still achieve the goal that you're looking for. So this form of magic is quite solitary in nature. Obviously, nobody else is necessary to allow you to perform the charging and consecration of a talisman. However, this simple talisman charging and consecration ritual does make a wonderful and powerful group rite. So, rather than repeating the whole ritual, I'm just going to give you notes on how this ritual magic can be turned into ceremonial magic. Alright, so here's some notes for people that are in a group. Now, 1. Everyone in the group should be informed of the purpose of the talisman. They all should be together when the divination is performed. 2. All present should take ritual baths. Yeah, bathe before you come into my house. And take your shoes off, too. Sorry. 3. If there is a leader, that person should sit in the east unless the leader is the person charging the talisman. 4. The lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram and the banishing ritual of the hexagram should be performed by the group as described earlier in this course. So we already went over how to do a group LBRP and BRH, so the banishing ritual of the hexagram. 5. All present should do the middle pillar ritual. 6. When the person doing the charging feels everyone is together, so hint, try to synchronize your breathing. Try to synchronize your breathing together. He or she should tell everyone to change the pure white energy of the middle pillar to the color associated with this talisman. Now we have 7. Let the person doing the charging direct everyone else to send the energy down their arms and into him or her. So this person, the person doing the actual charging, when the person doing the ritual senses the energy, the person should recite the invocations. However, all present should vibrate the names of the angelic order, the archangel, and the god name. Wow, that's a lot. This is a lot to do. Alright, 8. This idea is continued when doing the invoking earth pentagram. All present should vibrate the god name. By the way, the purpose of this part of the ritual is to bring into the earth plane, hence the invoking earth pentagram, the energy from higher energies from the higher planes. There we go. So 9. All present should be inside the magical circle. No interested bystanders. Remaining outside the circle should be allowed. 10. Either the banishing ritual of the hexagram and the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram may be repeated at the end of the ritual, or the leader of the group, not necessarily the one doing the ritual, may come before the altar and say, I thank all ye creatures who have watched and joined in our ritual. Return now to your abodes and habitations, and harm none on your way. Let there be peace between thee and we. And may the blessings of, vibrate the god name, Ye Ha Sh Ye Ha Va Sha. There we go. As you are able to recite them, be upon thee. That's a lot. Alright. So, this is a lot. So, the leader then taps the altar or ground with the bottom black end of the rainbow wand 10 times in a 3-4-3 pattern. So, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then you say, I now declare this temple duly closed. So, 11, if desired, the banishing ritual of the hexagram and the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, plus the leader's closing, may be used. But unless there are unusual circumstances, such as the atmosphere feeling crowded with energy or entities, both are not necessary. So it's pretty interesting. I mean, that's a really long process. I'm sure, once you get the hang of it, I'm very sure it's like, second nature to you. But still, the lower magical charging system is just as effective as this. So, I mean, yes. So tomorrow we'll go on to part 3. And that is still, we're more on Golden Dawn. We are going to, yes, Mathers and the Peas. So we'll get into that tomorrow. Alright, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. What part is this? I don't remember. What, part 2? Yes, part 2. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I was gonna say that's incredible, but it came out in crazy. So, alright guys. I'm trying to get back to everybody's messages. I have like I don't know. I can't even count how many messages I have, but I have fallen way behind on catching up with everyone. So, I will be catching up with you all on my public page, all of your questions, everything. So, I'm trying my hardest. I'm one person, but alright guys, I love you all very much. Happy Witchy Wednesday. Enjoy your day. It's pretty nice out. It's warm. Not as warm as it has been, so enjoy your day. I love you all with all my heart. All the way from Venus. My arms kill. All the way back down. Alright guys, I love you all, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So, let me know what you guys think below, and especially about the fiery wall of protection. Let me know what you guys have experienced with that, because I'm very curious. So, alright guys, I love you, and thank you guys for watching.